What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today is a Ram 2500 with a Cummins engine. We're going to be deep cleaning the inside and the outside of this thing. This is actually a contractor's truck. He builds houses out down South Ohio, out in the mud all the time and up in the hills, and this thing definitely is dirty. And we're going to start off by power washing the outside of this thing, getting it rinsed off, getting as much of the goo and grime and dirt off as possible before we start the wash phase. But if you guys are new, I need you to make sure you hit that subscribe button down below, turn on those notifications so you don't miss out on every video that comes out every single week. So one thing YouTube used to let me do is do polls on the videos, but that feature has been gone for a long period of time. So I'm gonna need you guys to comment down below, list in order, or just list your favorite. Do you like pressure washing the most, extraction, vacuuming, steam cleaning? What is your favorite? Comment it down below, and I'll pick one person randomly in next week's video to get a $50 gift card to buy all the detailing products they can at foxclean.com. And if you haven't already, head over to FoxClean after this video because everything is back in stock. I'm running a spring special where everything is free shipping. The prices are, you're not going to find better prices for these type of products anywhere else on the internet. And I promise you, you will not be disappointed. I know a lot of you guys love the all-purpose cleaner, but in this video, you're going to see how well the leather cleaner and conditioner works as we get into the seats inside this truck. So anyways, let's get back to the pressure washing. sure a lot of you guys are noticing that the scenery for this video is a little bit different. I'm actually at my buddy's dealership. He let me use his wash bay to wash this truck, which was really nice of him because one, this truck does not physically fit in my garage. The ceiling is too high, and to wash a truck of this size in my garage, even though it's a 3-car parked sideways horizontally, there's still not enough room to wash it because it's such a big truck. So he let me borrow his bay to wash this one, and it was also snowing outside. So that gets me to the point that anybody that lives down south or in a warmer climate, I'm definitely jealous. I just got back from vacation with my wife and kids, spending a couple days down in Florida, and it was super nice to get some sunshine and get some warmer weather. As soon as we got back, it was actually snowing. So I am eagerly anticipating spring to be here and finally getting some warm weather in Ohio. Now with the foam all sprayed on top of the car and dripping off and kind of soaking into any of the leftover dirt that didn't get rinsed off in the pressure washing phase, this is a good opportunity to use detailing brushes that you guys can get from Fox Clean to get into all those emblems, all of those different grill, spaces that are super tricky and complicated nowadays in new cars, and also any badging whatsoever. The best part about these brushes in particular is they are synthetic fibers, but they are stiff enough for inside, but also soft enough that they won't scratch your paint and get into all those nooks and crannies to get all that dirt removed before we rinse all this soap off.
Might be easier just to
Now, if you guys are not aware how big this truck is, I am 6'2", and this is me drying this car. Like, it was a process in itself just because of how big it was. I've done a lot of big trucks like the F350s and F250s, and I don't remember them being this big. This one is definitely, I don't know if it has a lift kit on it or not, but it is definitely a tall truck, and definitely had my work cut out for me to get this thing completely dry and washed. With the car washed, I'm just using the Mint Shine Galactic Ceramic Spray, which is an easy spray-on ceramic coating that you just spray on, you buff, let it kind of set as you work around the vehicle, and then buff off any remaining residue with a clean microfiber towel. And then the first thing I'm going to do on the interior is get to pressure washing the WeatherTech floor mats that the owner of this truck had, which was a lifesaver. They were actually completely covering pretty much all of the carpet, which was really nice, on the floors of the back and the front. And it made it super easy to get those clean. So I went ahead and tackled pressure washing those first because, like I said, those contained most of the dirt in the truck itself. Now with the leather seats removed, this is when you get to see all the fun stuff that collects underneath all seats in every vehicle for that matter. I mean, this thing had a lot of stuff dripped down the sides of it, and a lot of dirt and candy and food, and it looked like cigarette ash that kind of collected underneath the seats themselves. So by removing them, it gives me full access. It makes it a lot easier to work in, and it is something that I don't recommend everyone does on their vehicle. Most people don't need to unless their car is overly dirty. You can usually reach underneath there and get majority of it, but it is something that isn't very hard to do. Just disconnect your battery, unplug the connectors, and there's usually just 4 bolts that hold the seat in. So it's a fairly simple process, but not something that I recommend that you do on a consistent basis. It is something that, if you're doing a huge deep clean like this and you have a super dirty car, it helps with, one, just mobility inside the vehicle, but also making sure you do a thorough job at getting all the dirt and grime out, especially if you have, smells or something like that inside the vehicle. Now for these seats, I'm going to do a tape line down the middle just to show you guys how much dirt was actually in these seats. It's hard to tell in this shot in particular, but you'll see here in a second how much dirt was removed using the Mint Shine leather cleaner out of these light tan seats. Now for all the interior panels, I'm just using Mint Shine all-purpose cleaner to spray on the door panels, my detailing brushes to get in all of those different seam lines, and then my microfiber towels to wipe those clean. And then also one good tool that I've been utilizing pretty much from now on, I will always use, is a air compressor using an air nozzle to blow out any remaining residue in there, because the worst part about a detail that can happen is when you're done and you start seeing drip lines from any remaining spray that you didn't get cleaned up because it gets stuck in between those lines. So using an air gun helps a ton with blowing any remaining residue, dirt out, or anything like that that you might have missed. Now, one thing that I've been asked is why don't I clean out the center console? And a lot of times I try not to get into too much of the owner's stuff. If they leave like the stuff in the center console or in the dashboard, you know, sometimes that stuff is personal and I try not to remove too much of it. I'm already removing a ton of their stuff inside the vehicle that I find or underneath the seats, but anything in a center console or anything inside a glove box is usually, you know, personal receipts or, you know, credit cards or, you know, different things like that that I try to just avoid, and I clean around them just to kind of keep some of that stuff in there so that way they're not completely having to, you know, redo their entire vehicle by putting everything away once I box it all up and return it back to them. Now I need you guys to make sure you comment down below which parts did you like the most. Do you like to watch pressure washing, extraction, steam cleaning, or vacuuming the most? Let me know in the comments below so that way you can be entered in for that $50 gift card to foxclean.com. And also, make sure you watch this video that's popped up on screen. This is one that you probably missed from the last couple weeks, and it is definitely not going to disappoint. So go watch it now after this video. Go ahead and click it right here. I promise you, you're not going to be disappointed, and have a great rest of your day.